Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. This is Kay, back at it with a new swimming vlog. In this video, we're going to discuss what you should expect when you first learn how to swim. Let's get started. Swimming is not like walking. In the water, you're not walking, you're actually laying flat in the water, opposed to being a horizontal. I think I got that wrong. Vertical, horizontal. Plus, when you swim, the water is resistant to your movement in it. I hope I'm saying that right. So, what should you expect when you first get in the pool, right? And I'm sure you're in the shallow part, that's where we all start out at. And you attempt to swim. Well, I'm gonna give you a quick story. I went to my local pool, and the first thing I did was I got in the water, and I had people on both sides of me. They were doing what's called lap swimming. It was a public day for anybody. You can kind of do whatever you want, but the most popular thing people do in pools, they do what's called lap swimming. So I got in the water after not being in the water for years, and I didn't know how to swim. And I watched them, go from one end to the other end, one end to the other end. So I attempted to get in the water horizontally, like this, and mimic them. And what happened? I went straight down. So long story short, it's a lot to swimming. Swimming is a very technical sport. It's so many pieces to it that you have to first get used to just putting your head under the water. And most people freak out when they just do that. When they just first put their head underwater and you haven't been doing that, you're going to freak out on that. Then you have to learn about breathing, how to glide in the water, how to use your hands to stroke, and all these different mechanics goes into swimming. But the number one thing you have to learn first is not to fear water. Now you have to respect it, but you got to learn not to fear it. And that takes time because most people, when they first learn how to swim, they get frustrated, like myself, because you want it to happen right away. And it takes anywhere from, I'm going to say, the average person, probably about 9 months, really just to kind of get the basic fundamentals of swimming, because it's so technical that you got so many moving parts in it. For instance, if you want to do what's called front crawl, and it used to be called freestyle. So freestyle, is moving forward in the water like you crawling, right? So not only do you have to do that, but then you also have to do what's called a flutter kick, which means that it's like a boat. Your feet is fluttering behind you, and that keeps the back end up. You also have to keep the head in the water, so you keep the body level in the water. So once you kind of get that, then you got to learn to breathe in the water. And we're not going to get into all of these things, but long story short, when you learn how to swim, you probably want to take a couple of swimming classes, which is very important because, they're going to walk you through all the fundamentals of swimming. And then what you want to do is practice on your own time too, because you may have maybe one class a week or maybe two classes a week, but if you're able to get in the pool as often as possible, you can also work on some of the things that you learned in your class. So that's all I have in this one. I'm going to do more swimming vlogs. Let me know what you think about me doing swimming vlogs. Again, this is Kay, back at it with a new swimming vlog. Press like if you like my video, and don't forget to subscribe.